Creative non-fiction. Drafting a fiction. Presented by Group 2. Group members.
What is drafting fiction? Fiction writer is the composition of non-factual prose text. Fictional writers often is produced as a story meant to entertain or convey an author's point of view. Fiction refers to prose, which imaginary stories either realistic or unrealistic are told. This includes stories, novels, and romance. Drafting is the phase when a writer creates an initial version of their work. Even seasoned writer write a prose document as they feel pressure generate fresh and original whenever faced with a blank page.
So first, choose a topic. In choosing a topic, aim to touch the heart. The most effective short story evoke deep emotions in the readers. So, why is it important to choose a topic? Is it important to choose a topic to catch the reader's attention? Para mapasabi sila ng, "Rar, bet ko tong." Dahil lang lamang sa topic ay mapapasabi sila ng maganda yung stories na binabasa nila. Second, write a first catchy paragraph. In today's fast-moving world, the first sentence of your narrative should catch a reader's attention. So, is it important to catch a first paragraph? Yes, is it important? Because the first paragraph is a chance to make a first strong impression and it increases the chance that the reader will continue reading and find a value of your writing.
Well, hello guys. Today we talk about the development of characters. We'll talk about the third step in developing a fiction, which is develop the characters. It is the process of creating a persona in a story and the changes this person goes through during the story. In fiction writing, character development is the process of building a unique third-dimensional character with depth, personality, and clear motivations. Character development also refers to the changes a character undergoes over the course of the story as a result of their actions and experiences. Now let's talk about the first step, which is choose your point of view. In short, POV. POV is the narration of the story from the perspectives of the first, the second, and the third person. As a writer, you need to determine who is going to tell the story and how much information is available for the narrator to reveal in a short story. The narrator can be directly involved in the action subjectively, or the narrator might only report the action objectively. There are three ways of how the story can be narrated. The first person, the story can be told from the view of I. The narrator can either be the protagonist or the main character and directly be affected by the unfolding events, or the narrator is a second character telling the story revolving around the protagonist. For example, I saw a tear roll down his cheek. I have never seen my father cry before. I looked away while he brushed his offending cheek by his hand. In this example, the first person's point of view uses the pronouns I in order to tell a story from the narrator's perspective. Next is the second person. The story is directly told to you, with the reader as a participant in the action. For example, you laugh loudly at the antics of the clown. You clap your hands with joy. In the second person's point of view, the reader is part of the story. The narrator describes the reader's actions, thoughts, and background using you. And lastly, the third person. The story tells what he, she, or it does. The third person's perspective can be limited thus. Third, telling the story from one of the character's viewpoint, or omniscient, where the narrator knows everything about all of the characters. For example, he ran to the big yellow loader on the other side of the gravel pit shack. In the third person's narration, the narrator exists outside of the events of the story and relates the action of the characters by referring to their names or using the third person's pronouns he, she, or they.
Use settings and context. Settings moves readers when it contributes to an organic whole. So, close your eyes and picture your characters within desert, jungle, or suburb. Whichever setting shaped them, imagining this helps balance location and characterization. Right from the start, view your characters inhabiting distant places. Remember to combine settings with your characterization and plot to include enough detail to let your readers picture the scene, but only details that actually add something to the story. For example, do not describe Mary locking the front door, walking across the yard, opening the garage door, putting air in her bicycle tires, and getting on her bicycle. None of these details matter except that she rode out the driveway without looking down the street. So, don't forget to combine your settings, characterization, and plot to include more detail to the story. Also, to have more interpretation of this story provided. So, use settings and context to help us to incorporate more the environment, time, and circumstances to understand more the situation. Also, it helps us to convey more accurate and comprehensive message.
The number 6 is create a strong climax and resolution for a satisfying story. Climax and resolution is important in a story or if you make a story because a climax, dira ang most tension part of the story. For example, ang isa ka character, siya ang naghimo sa sala, like dira na makabalo ka nga siya dito ang nakasala. So mao na dira ang climax of the story. And also the resolution, dira na masurbad ang problema nga nahitabo sa story. So, need you na to, if you make a story, need you na to maghimo o kanang nice jud nga climax and resolution para basahon jud sa mga readers nato ang atong gibasa.
There are many ways to end a short story well. First is open. The reader must piece together the implication of the final pages. Second is resolve. The meaning of the outcome is clear and fits the preceding event's pattern of cause and effect. Last is returns to the beginning. An opening image or action returns in the story is given a circular structure.
Good day everyone, I am Russell Khan Sharif, presenting Organize and Developing Ideas. Firstly, starting with chronological order. This is a very common way to organize ideas as a writer or storyteller that basically involves dishing out ideas or details in order of time, first to last. For example, if a student wants to prepare for an exam, she will take a class, then study, and finally take the exam. Next one is logical order. It refers to the sequence of arrangement of the ideas and information in a way that makes sense and is easy for students or the readers to comprehend and understand. For example, in describing the dining room in an old house, one student might arrange her sentences in order from the top to the bottom of the room while another student might move from left to right. Third one is climactic order. It is when paragraphs are arranged by least important to most important. Remember, the word climax is the rising action where the most compression takes place. Fourth one, random order. Just as it seems, this framework allows you to order your ideas on whim and whimsy more than any specific or logical progression. Lastly, spatial order. It is describing a scene as things are arranged in a physical space, either by moving from one detail to the next or as viewed from one stationary vantage point.
8. Use any literary convention of a genre. A literary convention is the name of is the name given to a well-established technique or feature of a particular genre. Here are some examples. A soliloquy is a convention of Shakespeare's plays because it appears so frequently in his most popular works like Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. A moral message is a convention of fable. Foreshadowing is a convention of short stories and novels, and the reader recognizes that it is regularly used by authors to hint at the events to come. Convention involves 14 lines.
Ensure that themes and techniques have effectively developed. A literary theme is the main idea or underlying meaning a writer explores in a novel, short story, or other literary work. It is why the story happens, it is the message you want the readers to take away. A story theme is often derived from the emotional development of its characters or from the consequences those characters face as a result of their external actions. In any form of expression, literature, art, communication for several reasons, such as clarity and understanding, engagement, emotional impact, artistic expressions, unity, cohesions, and critical understanding. In summary, developing themes and techniques enhances communication, emotional impact, and overall quality or artistic and intellectual experience. Example of the themes: Aesop's Fable, The Tortoise and the Hare, The Danger of Overconfidence, George Orwell 1984, The Beauty of Individual Freedom and the Danger of Absolute Power. Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, Love and Mercy Overcome Evil. The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, Endurance and Perseverance Known for Age. The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry, The Timeless Beauty of Sacrificed Love. The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. The dearest things to us is often found at home.
Remember, the fiction writer's choice of literary techniques is an important element of fiction. There are many techniques available to the writer, such as allusion, alliteration, allegory. Some popular techniques or devices include symbolism, imagery, and figurative language, such as simile, metaphor, and personification.